I have to confess, I unfollowed you after you flamed Paul Overlord, even if we assume you were 100% right and he was totally at fault. You flamed him too hard, which subsequently led to the chat thinking it was green light to cuss him out too. Yeah, that's fair enough. I can't, you know, fault you on that. I imagine that probably a few people did. And that's fair. If I could go back and could redo that situation again, I probably wouldn't go as hard as I did, you know? I like bigged it up for the content, but I'm not sure I would have done that again, you know, if I did it a second time. Yeah, I wouldn't have said all the same things. But as I said, like I'm a human. I'm never gonna pretend I was perfect or am perfect. If people disagree with the way I act, then that's fair. Like I don't, you know, not gonna try and bullshit them and say that, you know, they're in the wrong for disliking me saying something. Like, it's absolutely fair enough. Fair criticism.
Remember, smile at the other cops.
Hey there, officer. Nice badge, nice badge.
Real smooth, Lance. Okay, timers are set. 5 seconds.
Respond to attend 21 north 5 point. Respond to attend 71 northwest 5 point. Suspect not seen in a white helicopter.
80% dupless TKS. Someone in chat mentioned Lime that they originally at that point unfollowed me because of my beef with Polyvalord and the way I handled the situation, but then came back after a while. And I said that's fair criticism, and I probably would have handled it differently if I could go back in time and change the past. Like, I still believe in my points, I still believe in the things that I said, but it's the way that I said them that's different, right? Like, I could have said them in, like, a way less aggressive way. And I still could have still gotten my points across that I disagreed with him. But yeah, in a less petty way. Like, a lot of the time when I do these kind of, like, mod critiques and stuff, they do sometimes get into, like, less critique and more, like, just shitting on a mod. And you know, it's about like getting carried away. Like I never actually hate these projects. I want them to do well, but it looks like I hate them because of the fact that I just get carried away. And I also try and be entertaining with it as well, you know? And like, what's the good way to make criticism entertaining, right? Fucking yell and bitch and fucking complain. Wah, 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 wah. But there's always valid criticism there. Always, always.
You and me, bop, boop, bop.
So yeah, exactly what Mr. Freak is saying. Like, I can get my... The mod already speaks for itself, right? Like, the gameplay already speaks for itself. If I boot up a mod and it crashes, everyone already understands that, it crashed. It shouldn't be doing that, right? I don't have to drill the point of 100 times. Look how bad it is. Look, everyone, it crashed. Look, look, look. You know? Oh, isn't this just the most ridiculous, fucking awful thing you've ever seen? Right? Like, there's 100% fair criticism there. Like, obviously, there's people on, like, every side of the spectrum. There's people that, like, think I don't do it enough because they find it hilarious, because it's that entertaining aspect. There are some people that say that if I criticize anything, I'm an idiot. Because because free mods don't just, you know, It's not a paid product, therefore it's not allowed to be criticized, which is fucking stupid. I'll never agree with those people.
Come on, get it.
But then there are the people in the middle, which I do agree with, that say you can criticize, but it's the way that you criticize that people don't agree with, and they might not watch future stuff as a result. And those are the people that I want to try and keep, because they obviously agree with my initial points, and they, at least I hope, find me entertaining, but then I lose them later because of the way I act. Those are the people that, you know, could potentially be members of the community, but choose not to be because of the way that I acted. Those are the group that I'm, like, targeting and trying to, like, change for the better for. But, you know, it's not an overnight thing. It's LOL, just be different. You know, it's very difficult. Oh shit. That's potentially a problem. Can I go up here? I don't remember if you can just drive up this. Oh, I can. Okay, we're fine. Whoops. That's another great point, Mr. Freak. 100%. Again, I cannot argue with that whatsoever. I have no disagreements with that. Absolutely. The last thing I want to do is accidentally, like, get rid of a modder in the community who, you know, might start and become really good and have real genuine talent, because they think that if they do, some YouTuber's just going to come along and shit on them. Like, I absolutely do not want that. Is it faster to... Yeah, I think it's faster to go this way. I think we established this last time. It is faster to... if I get a car to go back through. He's the guy who made the Titan mods, Toaster. I think if you only watch Hardline to the challenge, then it's easy to gain that impression. But there's so many up-and-coming mod videos where you show courtesy and respect. Yeah, exactly. So, and obviously a lot of people will just watch my most famous stuff. You know? By the way, you're literally my favorite streamer. What I said is literally the only negative thing that I think about you. And it all happened long ago in the past. The fact that I even say it and be honest, and you listing as a giant green flag, and makes me respect you infinitely more. Well, I'm glad we can have this conversation. You know, it's good to talk about it. Like, I'm always down for a discussion, even if it's a potential negative thing that I've done. So I hope I don't come off as negative. Not at all. As I say, like, I'm actively warranted. Like, I'm asking for it. Like, 100%. If you have genuine feedback, positive or negative, I would like to hear it about the stream, like things that you think could be improved, right? Always, 100%. The time where it becomes difficult is stuff like, you know, fucking YouTube comments and whatnot. Like, YouTube comments are a meme because you genuinely can't have a good discussion with them, because it's like a 100 versus 1 shit on fest, you know, and it's just like horrendous. Like, you'll see some YouTube comments with, like, genuine feedback, and I'll respond to them. And then you'll see so many that I just don't respond to, or necessarily don't see. I don't see all my YouTube comments, because YouTube just doesn't notify me for all of them. But the amount of comments that I get, that just, like, they're just not trying to have a genuine conversation. Like, they're criticizing me, but it's just, like, the most, like, I'm not trying to fucking, you know, create an echo chamber or anything. But there are some criticisms that are legit, like, such nonsense. Like, I'll give you a good example, right? Again, I won't name any names. But there's a guy out there, and the reason why he hates me is because he believes I'm transphobic. And when I asked him for an example of my supposed transphobia, he messaged me, he replied, and sent me a clip of me banning someone for being transphobic in my chat. And now he hates me and shit talks me constantly, everywhere. I see him do it in other people's Discords and YouTube comments, Twitch chats.
Sonny, remember me?
Because they think I'm transphobic
Right, Sonny.
when I'm not.
You never write
And
me, you
there's
never-
no proof. Like, I'm just not. There's no other proof. There's no proof that I'm transphobic, and there's proof that I'm actively not transphobic. That they have seen. But they have, I guess, I don't know, misunderstood or misconstrued that situation.
Because I can assure you, I ain't forgotten.
And, like, that's the kind of criticism that I sometimes get. Like, I'm not saying all criticism is like that, of course. But you get the idea, right? Like, what do I possibly say to that? How do I improve on that? Don't ban people for being transphobic in my chat. Like, what do you want me to do?
What'd you do that for?
Tommy, we gotta talk about stuff.
What's the problem, Lance?
It's you, my friend. I feel you're not giving me a
In all
fair fight.
seriousness, I disagree with you a decent amount with games, but you are still the streamer I watch the most because I enjoy hearing your view. Disagreements are never a problem though, Ainsley, right? Like, disagreements just means difference of opinion. We all are going to disagree with stuff in here. It would be very weird if we all liked exactly the same
Tommy,
games, exactly,
I've
you know,
done
this, that, and the
everything
other.
for you. You treat me like a fool. Don't do that.
Lance, I won't rip you
Like,
off
that
or stab
that
you
would
in
be
the
something
back,
that
okay?
wouldn't
Just
be
take it easy.
positive whatsoever,
This is tough enough without
right?
you getting all
Like, we
emotional
want
on me.
people with differences of opinions
You
here.
hear me? Do you hear me?
The bit where it changes is if you, like, actively don't like something that's happening. Not just, oh, you have a different opinion to mine and I disagree.
Just relax.
Like, I probably disagree with so many, you know, opinions in this chat room. That's not a problem, in my opinion. But yeah, but I'm talking about, like, you know, specifically criticism. But criticism that I can't do anything about, because it's just either lies or, you know, just stupid shit. Like, I can't think of better examples, but there are similar examples to that transphobic thing. Of like, oh my god, EnglishBen did this, and I just never did. It never happened.
I ain't got no time to
There's no
talk.
proof, but people just believe whatever they fucking want to
You
hear.
don't care about me, do you? You gotta
Go
look
Ratchet,
after
thank
me a
you.
bit better. Give me a spare slice, you know? You tell me, man. Look,
It's a very good
I'm
essay so far.
It's just that people patronize me all my life, treat me like a little kid. My brother would do that. Please, man, don't do that. I gotta go.
The only real problem I have with you sometimes is when you misunderstand a message of mine because I said something poorly or didn't pay attention and get assumed to be an idiot or condescended to. That's absolutely fair, Lime. And if you don't want me to do that anymore, and you genuinely, like, you message me or you tell me here and you say, hey Ben, like, you've said a couple of comments to me before and I don't appreciate it, I will make an active effort to not do that. But, you know, if I don't know, like, a lot of the time I'm just taking the piss. I never actually genuinely think anyone's an idiot in my chat. Well, sometimes I do, but, you know, it's rare, right? Like, someone, like, missing something, like, not reading the title or blah, blah, blah. It doesn't actually make you an idiot. I'm just taking the piss, like, you know, poking a bit of fun. But if you genuinely don't want me to do that, that's absolutely fine. I have no problem with that.
They have free food there.
What car am I even missing? I think Stallion, Idaho, I think. I need to go to the cafe. I do feel like you have a certain reputation for people that never watch you. You'll always get that, though. Like, always, always. Like, if you take, like, Josh's YouTube comments, for example, that's another great example. There are so many people in there that have never watched a stream or a video of me ever that hate me. Because other people have told things that I did, or they've seen, like, you know, small interactions that completely change their perception of me. Even though they've never spoke to me, ever, but they dislike me. And again, that's fine, you're allowed to have your opinion. But, you know, there is a big difference between seeing something that I say or having a conversation with me and didn't like versus taking, like, an out-of-context clip or something that I wrote 5 years ago and don't mean anymore when I was, you know, a fucking teenager, or, you know, anything like that, just like random hearsay, random out of context stuff, and disliking me as a result of that, then there isn't really much to say, you know? Yeah, Lime, 100%. I say, if you don't want those, you know, digs anymore or whatever you'd call them, that's absolutely fine. I can make an effort to not do that.
You better tell him, Mario.
Right. Just a stallion left, I think. It's a very wholesome segment. Shut the fuck up, Speed. There you go. Back to normal. That a stallion? Stallion.
All you gotta do is ask.
But yeah, so there's another message that I saw, but I was rambling about something else. Style, you mentioned about like being apprehensive to send me Tales of San Andreas, right? That's also something that I don't want to give that impression. And if I gave that impression to you, then that's something that I want to work on as well. I don't want mod developers to not want to like send their mod to me or release their mod to a point where I can play it or anything like that, or not want feedback from me, even though I can give, you know, 100% constructive feedback, because they think that I'm just going to shit on them if it's bad. Not because of you, because of the community that's going to see it. Well, still, you get the point, right? I don't want that to happen at all. Like, I want to try and bolster a community where people can be happy to send mods in and get genuine constructive feedback, rather than it being like, oh, you send your mod to die with EnglishBen. Like, you know, I'm not saying you specifically, but I have seen people comment before where people are basically implying that if you want your mod to be ripped apart and nothing else, you send it to me, right? And maybe at one point I did like that, you know? Maybe at one point I was like, yeah, like I fucking like that. I like being the executioner, whatever. But the more I think about it, that's a terrible idea. I think that's a fucking awful idea, and I resent that now in hindsight. You know, I hate that the more I think about it. So maybe I've gone too far one way and I need to rein it back in. I don't know. Maybe I'm fucking too far gone, and some people who are gonna hate me are gonna hate me for the rest of their life, regardless of what changes that I make. But I personally believe, you know, not to suck my own dick too much, but I personally believe that my work with Next Gen was like the first big step. And again, you might, maybe I'm sounding like a fucking egomaniac. Tell me to shut up if I'm being a mega egomaniac. But I think that my work with Next Gen was my first step to changing from this mod fucking sucks, end of story, let's move on to the next one, and fuck the devs, to this mod is kind of still sucks. Like, it still sucks, ultimately. I'm still gonna say that. But I am also gonna help you fix it. Like, this mod has a lot of shit to do. I will help you fix it. Like, I'm never gonna be, you know, super nice. I'm not like that. Like, I'm a very polarizing person. I have very strong opinions about things. But I would like to hope there's a middle ground somewhere where I can critique something and even criticize something, but overall have a positive impact, right? Like, I can still help and I can still give like a positive impact on the mod overall, rather than just, oh, I gave my mod to EnglishBen, he did nothing but shit on it, and now I feel crap and I haven't got anywhere. Well, that's what I'd like to do. And obviously, don't get me wrong, not every mod is going to be an open source project where the devs leave so that I can actively, you know, write some code and patch it or this, that, and the other. But even if it is just from feedback, you know, testing feedback or helping with fucking spell checking or answering questions, you know, whatever it may be, right? I still want to have like an overall positive like impression on people. Simple as that. Like there isn't really any other way to say it. Do you often receive messages for mod help and reviews? I get a lot of messages with questions to do with modding, like maybe helping with specific bits, how to get started in modding as well. Like a lot of people have asked me like modding tutorials, which I'm not the right person to ask because I'm so new myself. But I also get quite a few emails with people starting projects and asking if I'd be interested in testing it and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I do get quite a lot of messages on those similar veins.
Come back here and fight me, man.
The general note of fighting the 10 out of 10 mod reception every unpolished mod gets is a good one. I agree. Again, I don't want to keep repeating myself, but I still want to be, you know, firm but fair. I still want to be maybe harsh, even. But I don't want to be, like, you know, insufferable, right? That's not what I want to be. I still want to let people know that their mod has problems, or that, you know, this mod could be way better. It's not good. It's got problems. It's got crashes. It's got bugs. Like, it shouldn't have been released in the state that it's in, blah, blah, blah. But again, it's just the way you communicate it is the big difference.